play of the game from way down.
Two, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm your host, Murda. Welcome to the show. I see some of you remaining from our first set, and thank you for waiting during that 30-minute break. You guys are incredible. Recycle got there in chat, and I got a shout out quickly before we get started. Mudge dropping 500 bits, says thanks for always being there, buddy. With pleasure. Love you guys. Looking forward to a really exciting match tonight between ReGen Phoenix and Demonic Entity Within. They're all here in the lobby. You guys at home are ready for a 9 o'clock kickoff, and we're at 9:01 on my clock, so I'm gonna let these guys know that we're ready to go, and hopefully you guys at home are ready as well. But before we get into this first draft, let's talk about the bans. Tonight we had ReGen Phoenix winning the coin toss and opting for the first pick. So the first ban came from Demonic Entity Within, and it was Tomb of the Spider Queen. Their second being Dragon Shire. On the other side, ReGen Phoenix taking away Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass. First map will be Towers of Doom. And Arrow dropping the gift sub over to Rabid Penguin. It says, so kind, heart. Love it. It's a purple heart, too, for ReGen Phoenix, I suppose. Draft number 1 is here. It is Towers of Doom. And welcome...
A new subscriber.
Another new subscriber. What is going on here? Mudge, 500 bits first, and then Arrow gifting you a sub. So kind with the purple heart, says the old Twitch command. I love it. How kind.
A new subscriber has been
Stop! Someone's got to ban Arrow. You can't keep gifting out subs. You got to help your captain here pick a hero to ban out. I do appreciate it. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. I think that puts us 1 sub away from our next sub goal. We're at 19 right now. If we make it to 20 tonight, that'll be tonight's goal. It's a little slow to update. Don't blame it. Follower goal is live, though. 971. That's confirmed. I'm checking it live on my dashboard here. So 29 more followers, and we'll reach that mark. Will also be exciting here on this channel. Our first ban, though, it's here. It's Rainer from ReGen Phoenix. On the other side, they're going to lock in the ban on Ariel, who's, of course, been seeing a lot of play. We saw her twice earlier tonight. Played by Skiggly's Wigglies in that earlier set. Paired it in with that Vala and didn't even have to use the Resurrect once. Pretty strong showing from them as, oh, it looks like the subscriber goal did update. Now it shows 19 of 20. Really do appreciate those, my man Arrow. Second ban, one of Arrow's favorites, it's ETC taken away. Arrow's card apparently thinks that there was some sort of hijinks going on, and they're not letting him give out any more gift subs. Well, good. Final ban, it's Deathwing, which means ReGen Phoenix is on the clock with their first selection of the map. Remember, we are on Towers of Doom. So a map that still plays like the old school style. Like, you don't really have to worry about the catapult mechanics similar to the other maps that changed recently with the passive XP and all that. Still a clean HOTS map if you ask me. Sylvana's picked by ReGen Phoenix, and then on the other side quickly taken is a Li Ming and Blaze. Back on over to ReGen Phoenix now. 12 seconds on their clock. Usually picking a tank here in these early portions of the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them grab something like a Garrosh here. Something they've played extensively. But instead, they're putting Mudge on Diablo, and there's Arrow hopping on the Zool. So not quite sure what's going to go on there with the Zool. Potential double soaking type hero. He's pretty strong in the rotations, can use those cursed strikes to get in between and in and out of those lanes very quickly. But is that really the game plan, or do they just want to focus that Zool in the bottom lane? We're not so sure yet. Final ban will be the Uther. for Demonic Entity Within, which means there's just one ban remaining. It belongs to ReGen Phoenix, already taken away Rainer and ETC, potentially thinking about a support they don't want to deal with, but they haven't taken a support of their own, so they don't want to choke out Arya when she wants to select her support here in game number 1. So, tough decision here. Instead, they're just going to ban away the Phoenix, which I'm presuming was a scouting ban from ReGen Phoenix. Phoenix banning out the Phoenix. You hate to see it. Anubarak, Vala. More very quick picks here from Demonic Entity Within. Really not hesitating, and seems as though they have a game plan tonight. They're not wasting time. They go with a big frontline Blaze and Anubarak, and 2 squishy targets on the backside, Li Ming and Vala, still without their support. You can expect that last one from Du Hayes to be that final pick. I guess Du is their like tag, so Hayes being the player. But on the other side, we do see it's Stukov and Greymane to close out the draft for ReGen Phoenix. And now Demonic Entity Within, waiting to select their final hero of the draft. It's a support, and it will be Brightwing, which I haven't seen yet. Was that the Deathwing skin? I think it was. I'm stoked. So you don't get Deathwing, but you do get Brightwing. And I think she's scarier. Alright guys, in chat, I'm about to open up a poll. It's probably already open above your chat. Make sure you see it there. So scroll on over if you're on PC, that side, to the top, and hit the little caret. Vote for your team. You see the poll results showing up live above our heads. Already 1 vote coming in for ReGen Phoenix. So if you're here rooting for Demonic Entity Within, be sure to place your vote and show your support. Your team desperately needs your help to win this game number 1. Good portrait synergy on the left, a little lacking on the right, but you do see Brightwing and Li Ming sporting the pleb portrait, a classic here in Heroes of the Storm, and you certainly love to see that. Brightwing really embodies Du's name, Demonic Entity. Yeah, okay. Rodney, you right, fam, you right. It's a demonic little Brightwing, isn't she? Game number 1, Towers of Doom here between ReGen Phoenix and Demonic Entity Within. Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side first. We got Darabo on the Greymane, Rabid Penguin playing the Sylvanas, Arya on the Stukov. Up top, we see Arrow playing the Zul, and down in bottom, not normally on the tank, it's Mudge playing Diablo. Make some noise for ReGen Phoenix. And over on the right-hand side, their competitors tonight, we got Luigi G playing the Anubarak. That's Pizzo on the Li Ming. Karama playing the Blaze. We know Karama. How you doing? Moving really fast. Irendil playing the Vala. And last but not least, it's Hayes on the Brightwing. Ladies and gentlemen, they are known as Demonic Entity Within. And already onto one of these fort walls is ReGen Phoenix, getting some value. One of the turrets already destroyed, as it looks as though they are indeed going with this split, leaving Zul to double soak up against Blaze. They're going to keep 4 heroes here in this bottom lane. Mudge being that front line. Diablo already charging in onto Vala. She takes a huge chunk of damage, and not easy for Brightwing to heal her back up early in the game without blink heal. So slow Do and Vala gonna have to go right on back to the well, but Mudge having to do the same thing. Well for well trade there to start off the game. Here's Anubarak, Brightwing rotating towards mid. That'll slow down Zul just a little bit as Blaze is soaking all by his lonesome in the top lane. Zul's gonna have to make that long run up to the top just to catch up with what's going on with the split that's coming out from Demonic Entity Within, as both sides looking at their sapper camps. A little bit quicker is going to be ReGen Phoenix, and they'll get back to work where they started in the bottom lane, trying to keep this push forward as Zul continues the double soak. A little bit behind on the top, and that's going to be a wave crashing in now with Blaze. The question being now, can Zul pick up these globes before they pop off the map? A little bit slowed down there by Blaze, but ends up getting them. and will be able to resume duties. Down bottom now, we do have a fight breaking out. Diablo taking a chunk of damage first, but so is a Nubarak getting flipped over, and the Polymorph not able to save him. So first kill of the game, that's first blood, and it belongs to ReGen Phoenix. Good bio kill switch action happening from Stukov, a very strong healer similar to Brightwing in a 4-man stack, able to get those heals out onto all the targets. So Mudge doing just fine, even with limited health. Now gonna find the Brightwing, flipping Haze back over, and that'll be the second kill of the game. Just easy picking, shadow charging in and getting that toss over and making sure Greymane well within the grasp with all those swipes coming out from Darabo. Here's the Black Arrows onto the fort. Darabo leaping on as well. They're going to send it already past that 66% mark. 2/3 of it already down and now approaching 50%. And Nubarak trying to burrow charge out as Brightwing was trying to phase shift in. And ReGen Phoenix now picking up their third kill of the game. 2 of them belonging to Sylvanas, 1 for Greymane. And that's the second death there for a Nubarak already, and we're before the 3-minute mark. Zul at mid, gonna throw down the Skeletal Prison on top of Blaze, as now Liming making the rotation up here. Arrow's going to be in trouble, but that bottom was already captured by ReGen Phoenix. Do they want to show up and help Arrow out, get this altar? Curse Strike's value for Arrow. He's able to heal himself pretty easily. Already back up to 100% with the help of Stukov. As Mudge now moving in, looking for the charge, gets polymorphed by Haze and will have to give up on it. But let's look at this bottom lane. It was converted by Sylvanas and co during that push, and level 7s were achieved by ReGen Phoenix. Now, where do they stay? Do they want to remain possession of this bottom lane, or do they push elsewhere? It looks like they're going to show up here in the bottom. Here comes Mudge on the flank. Might be able to find Vala, does. Phase shift is coming in. Brightwing able to keep Vala alive for now, as Erendil trying to kite back, taking a chunk of poison damage from Sylvanas, and still barely able to survive with the help of Brightwing. But this bottom fort still in possession of ReGen Phoenix, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. Level 4 talent from Sylvanas was the Mercenary Queen, but already with the possession of this bottom lane, not really going to get as much value as they want, although here come those sappers, and Brightwing going to try to help defend against this, but getting flipped by the Diablo. Haze in trouble, as well as Erendil on the back, both around 20% health, but still surviving as Diablo pressing forward even more. Ari is the one who's low for ReGen Phoenix, still looking for the kill. Great silence from Stukov, preventing any burrow charge from a Nubarak, as Vala finds herself out of position, and now ReGen Phoenix threatening to push in 3 sappers here in the bottom lane, just Liming in defense, and she won't be able to get that job done. So 4-0 on kills, and we're all tied up on core health at 33. Let's take a look at our XP totals. Zul currently in the lead, about to reach, and there it is, the 8K mark, as Stukov gonna get a free channel here on this bottom altar. Still in defense is Diablo and Greymane, but there's 4 heroes here right now from Demonic Entity Within, trying to burrow charge in on Darabo is Luigi G. But Mudge is here as well, doing a good defense. Now showing up is Stukov to help with the healing. Darabo's gonna need it, already have 50% health before Stukov showed up. But they're able to defend the fort and even bring in some more sappers. Here comes Sylvanas with those, as now a 4-man defense is here for ReGen Phoenix. A lot of globes helping Mudge stay alive. Level 1, I believe, picking up, yeah, Devil's Due, so plenty of value from all the globes that are dropping in front of his face. Darabo, once again, low on the backside is Greymane, but still getting some help from Stukov as the sappers are approaching. Liming trying to throw some orbs out, and Mudge trying to just press everyone out of the way, finding a Nubarak, and the burrow charge wasn't quick enough, and once again, a Nubarak will be down here in this bottom lane. None of the sappers end up crossing the line, or did one of them go? I think one of them did go. One of them must have. As the score is 33-27 in favor of ReGen Phoenix. Zul still double soaking. Blaze having some difficulty with it. Karama not able to quite keep up. And here comes Zul towards that top lane. Maybe going to look for a Skeletal Prison here onto the Blaze just to slow down his rotations a bit. And that's exactly what occurs. Bottom lane will finally be recaptured. But take a look at mid. ReGen Phoenix says, all right, you can have it finally. We'll just take your mid and make sure that this next altar phase, Phoenix will still have an advantage. Bush started up here, but Diablo scouts it, finds them first, and full information now is available. Zool top, gonna have to make this long rotation down, but here comes Arrow as our altars are active. Neither side trying to channel. Actually, Vala trying to get that one right in front of Diablo, but it's not going to be of much avail. Bottom side, it's Greymane just moments away from capturing it and will get it in time. So one already over to Phoenix as Anubrak in a lot of trouble again. Phase shift just a little bit too late as that will be the 6th kill of the game. Mudge still looking for more. It's Haze low, but pops that Emerald Wind, keeping the team alive for Demonic Entity Within. Arrow now looking for the channel. Li Ming nearby has that wave of force to interrupt it, but they're going to lose the Brightwing as Mudge still looking for more. There's a silence, and Darabo leaping in with Go for the Throat. Gets the kill onto Li Ming as well. Just Vala still standing. But they got what they needed. They got the double capture on both of the altars. Now potential to push in this bottom lane and recapture it once again for ReGen Phoenix. This could be one of those situations where they 6 cap, but Arrow's just going to be in this bottom lane as the rest of the team working on sappers. Here comes Greymane to assist. A few heroes from Demonic Entity Within are now respawning and making the desperate run towards his bottom lane. But with the sappers nearby, there is no chance for this thing to survive. Or will it? Oh my god, it's on 1 HP. Mid's going to be recaptured by Demonic Entity Within as the last set of sappers there on the bottom side are picked up by ReGen Phoenix. They're going to rejoin here in the bottom. Miniwave should be able to get this down along with Mudge. Doesn't even need to dismount. And here is ReGen Phoenix, but there's a 5-man defense here this time. Zool all alone up top. Blaze shows up in the bottom lane. So Phoenix having to be careful here. Just captured that bell tower, so it's still not fully converted. Waiting for the ammo to start up. So pressing in is Demonic Entity Within. But Vala just a little bit too far. Only saved by that polymorph from Brightwing. There's the Lightning Breath. Not quite far enough reach to finish off Vala. Cocoon was played onto Greymane, but he's popping out already as the Rain of Vengeance only hitting one target. That's the Diablo. Second one going to miss completely. Is now Blaze being flipped over. Pops his Pyromania. Tries charging in, but Brightwing down. No support left for Demonic Entity Within, and these sappers approaching the line. Can ReGen Phoenix push any of them through? Mudge is going to try and go for it, but doesn't need to be that aggressive. All 3 end up crossing the line, and ReGen Phoenix, even with the help of Zool there, able to capture the top lane. Now it's just the mid that's still standing. Arya able to capture this bottom easily, and what was a pretty even start is turning now into a very one-sided competition with ReGen Phoenix taking a big lead. Make it a 3-level lead here on Towers of Doom. Didn't get to talk about the poll results heading into this game number 1, but we'll wait until after this engagement. There's a combustion. Might get the first kill of the game. Rabbit Penguin low. Arya's going to try to keep them up, but won't be able to. First kill for Demonic Entity Within, but they lose their Li Ming and are still dealing with a lot of damage here in the bottom side. Mudge might be able to get a flip there. No, Emerald Wind going to save the day once again from Haze. But now all 6 of these bell towers captured by ReGen Phoenix. Zool's going to try and defend top, where Vala, the one who's trying to regain possession of top, but won't be able to get it, at least not yet. And that'll send the core health down to 4. Just a boss play away for ReGen Phoenix. Do they go for it? And I think if they get enough information, especially with these sappers coming in the bottom lane, someone's going to have to play defense there, so they can just walk onto the boss. Already starting it is Zool and Diablo. And here comes the rotation from Greymane and Stukov, but Li Ming and Anubrak, they're moving in, and Diablo scouts it out. There's the Cocoon onto Diablo, and the boss has been leashed back. Diablo finding Blaze now. There's the Skeletal Prison. Should be enough to finish him off, and is. Lightning Breath onto the other 4, so they're all very low, and now Darabo trying to jump in and finish off any of them, but he's got to be careful of this bell tower. Just reconverted back over to Demonic Entity Within. Bottom lane, let's look at these sappers. They are approaching the line very close, and no one's here to protect. All 3 will cross. And now with triple altars on the map, Zool dropped back already. We see our GGs in chat from the captains. Game number 1 in convincing fashion. We'll go over to the first place squad here in Division B East, ReGen Phoenix. So let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Congratulations on a convincing win there. Only losing the one hero. It was Sylvanas towards the end of that game, but Sylvanas leaving it with 6 kills in this one. Well played by Rapid Penguin, but maybe more credit going over to Arrow, doing that double soaking duty, ending with 19k XP, a tremendous amount. Nearly like 50% more than the Blaze was able to put out. So well done. Good strategy by ReGen Phoenix. They take game number 1. Here's the talent screen before we go to our next break of the evening. Shout out in chat. I see Shui has arrived. Welcome. Lulu here as well. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Oh, and also Rain here. Welcome to you. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully you guys will stick with us during the break. This is ReGen Phoenix versus Demonic Entity Within. And welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I'm your host, Murda. As always, we are still waiting for our lobby. I don't see one created as of yet, so I will appreciate your continued patience. Our break will be extending just a bit longer. Apologies. Shout out to Arrow. Still looking to gift out subs. Unfortunately, not working. It's okay. We're close to that subscriber goal. It's pretty close. Maybe there'll be a different hero who steps up. Oh, big match starting now. Nexus Cats versus the Zul'jin Distillery. That one's kicking off just now between Arthnow and DeWitt. So if you're looking to tune into that, head on over to Bahamut stream, twitch.tv/Bahamut Gaming. maybe do a simulcast of the two. But that should be a very interesting game in its own right. So if you're looking for something to watch in the meantime, head on over there. But we should have our lobby in just a moment. I don't really know what the issue is here. Let me type in chat.
A new subscriber has been acquired.
Thank you, Arrow. Appreciate that. And we just reached the goal for this evening. We're up to 20 subs now. You guys are incredible. Arrow saying, got it. Yeah, you got it, baby. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There's the lobby. Appreciate that. Apologies to Demonic Entity Within. If you see down there on my scoreboard, their name like clips over the edge. I don't know, it's weird. I'm gonna try to fix that because there's a lot of names that like the characters run a little bit long and it does that. I'll figure it out after this one. What does Arrow say? At MurdaRG, sorry it took a bit to get confirmation of where we were going. Okay, no worries. Hey, I'm patient. I'm hanging. You're hanging. We're hanging. I'm in the lobby now, so that's good news. Just waiting on Demonic Entity Within to show up, and we'll be underway here for game number 2 in just a moment. 23 of you fine people out there in chat. Always a good time here. So if you're not already followed, I do encourage you to hit that follow button. We are approaching the 1,000 follower goal, which would be a huge milestone here on the channel. And I would certainly love if each of you were a part of it. When we get to that mark, not quite sure what we're going to do. We'll do something fun. If I'm crazy, I'll do something stupid like a 24-hour stream, but never done that before. Here comes Demonic Entity Within. They are showing up here in the lobby. So we should be underway in just a moment. Mega Muffin here. Was able to cast them yesterday. The replay cast at least between ReGen Retro and Beast Coast. And Mega Muffin saying, Dew needs to show why they're one of the top teams in Division B East. And rooting for that game number 3. And there's Murder showing up in chat. Dropping the heart. Presumably for ReGen Phoenix, I would assume. One more player. It's what we're waiting on, and we'll be underway here. Map number 2 is going to be Volskaya Foundry. Looks like it was chosen by ReGen Phoenix. And there we go. Pizzo has arrived, and all of our players are in our lobby.
A new subscriber
Oh
has
my
been
God!
acquired.
Stop! Murder now getting that sub, and I think that's like everyone on ReGen Phoenix now. Arrow just gifted a sub to all of them. Oh, well, of course, Recyclic was already a sub, so I don't know what you're gonna do for Recyclic. Maybe just drop him an emote and say hello. Readies have come out from Karama. The ready is there for me as well. And here we go. Game number 2.
New follower.
Ready to get started as Ekeeb dropping the follow. Appreciate that, my man. And welcome to the stream. Thanks for showing up and helping us reach that 1,000 follower goal we have set for ourselves. Now sitting at 972, if our math is correct. Just 28 more of you fine souls out there, and I think we're at 23 in chat, so we need to get some more viewers in here somehow. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know if anyone else out there is casting is going to throw some viewers our way. Not looking likely, but perhaps it'll happen. First ban already happening. It's Artanis. ReGen Phoenix not wanting to deal with that Deathwing, which was banned out in Game 1 as well, but it was banned out from Demonic Entity Within, so neither side wanting to deal with the hero yet. And I don't think I've seen ReGen Phoenix play with or against a Deathwing thus far this season since Deathwing became eligible. So still curious to see if they have a player that wants to play the hero, if they have any practice with him at all, or if it's just kind of let's just not ever put him in any games and just ban him out every time sort of situation. Diablo gets the respect ban from Demonic Entity Within, and our final ban of this top half will be Ariel, taken away by ReGen Phoenix. And there's a quick pick onto Raynor. He was the target ban in game number 1, but left available here in game number 2, and swiftly selected by Do. And I should say, this team, Demonic Entity Within, has been very quick with their drafts tonight. Game 1, their first 4 picks were almost instantaneous locks. It wasn't until their final pick on the Brightwing where they slowed down a bit. Does leave open this Alarak, which we've seen a few times this season from Mudge, going to be picked up again. And there's ETC for Arrow, who was banned out in game 1 by themselves. This time left open and confidently selected by their tank player. Samuro! Haven't seen him in a second, but will be selected by Karama, and Pizzo gonna hop on the Mal'Ganis. So just like game 1, we saw the Zool kind of change the entire aspect of the game, doing that double soak. We can expect something similar here from Samuro, a hero that can get all around these lanes, using those clones to his advantage. Karama may be in a spot here to potentially throw a dose of their own medicine right in the faces of ReGen Phoenix. Final ban now for Phoenix. It's going to be Stukov, a support they played in game number 1, but are thinking of different things here for game number 2. Here's the final ban now for Demonic Entity Within. Do they take away support as well? But same situation as game 1. The final ban, you got to consider you don't have your own support. So if they take one away, they're limiting their own options, but do they do it anyway? 5 seconds remaining for that decision. And it will be a ban onto the Greymane, which we did see played in game number 1 by, I believe Derbo was on it. So back over to ReGen Phoenix. Mega Muffin says there's a Karama on Div B East and B West. Beats me. I mean, Karama's been around for a while. I don't know if there's a different Karama, maybe? Rhaegar, Sylvanas, they're available. These are comfort picks for ReGen Phoenix, and they find them in the second half of the draft, which must be fortunate for them and their captain making these draft picks. That's Arya tonight. Still 2 more selections for Demonic Entity Within to close out their draft. And they need their support. Probably some other damage to go with Raynor. I'm not expecting Samuro to be in a 4-man, probably in that solo lane. But they do grab a Thrall and Malfurion. Final pick, ReGen Phoenix on the clock, as I'm going to start working on our poll for game number 2. Who will win game 2? ReGen Phoenix or Demonic Entity Within? Final pick is Uther. The poll is live. Make sure you're dropping your selections in chat. And let us know who you think is going to win game number 2. Is a dominant win in game number 1 for ReGen Phoenix. Can they parlay that into a domination here tonight up against Demonic Entity Within? We are 1 game from finding out that answer. Or will Demonic Entity Within send us to that game number 3 and swing this one around? It's definitely something you see plenty often in NGS, the reverse sweep happening in these best of 3 sets. But a big mountain to climb after the way game number 1 went. Will they be able to rebound? A much different look here. I don't believe they have any overlapping heroes from game 1. No, they don't. Raynor, Samuro, Mal'Ganis, Thrall, Malfurion. Didn't see any of them during game 1. But on the other side, the Sylvanas making a reappearance for ReGen Phoenix. Votes are coming in, and so far it looks like we got 2 for ReGen Phoenix, but will it continue that way? We will find out as we load on in to game number 2. Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side. In the base, one of the captains, it's Arrow playing the ETC. The other captain also walking out. There's Rhaegar, played by Arya. Rabid Penguin will be on the Sylvanas. Darabo on the Uther. And Mudge on the Alarak. Make some noise for ReGen Phoenix. And over on the right-hand side, their competitors tonight, it's Arendelle playing that Rainer and flexing hard with that Mastery Taunt. Pizzo on the Mal'Ganis. Luigi G playing the Thrall. We got Hayes on the Malfurion. And last out of the base, it's Kurama on the Samuro. They are Demonic Entity Within. Unfurling Shadows, the play from Sylvanas, looking to stack up that W, and there's a big boy target on the front line, Mal'Ganis, and plenty of targets with the Samuro. The clones being active in the lane. It's going to be free auto attacks for Sylvanas to get him 3 stacked and then throw that W out to get those easy ticks up. Already at 6 stacks on the Unfurling Shadows after the first skirmish. Pretty decent start for Sylvanas. We do have Ace in the hole from Rainer, looking to get the slows provided by Thrall, who has that Q build started up with Echoes of the Element at level 1. Avoids that gank attempt. The power slide was good from Arrow, but not quite enough damage from the rest of the team to secure the kill. As we see Uther, the one with the solo lane duties, at least in the early portion of this one here on Volskaya. Or are they leaving the top lane to be the solo lane? I don't quite know yet. Mudge is up here. Both sides looking at camps. ReGen Phoenix on a fortification camp. On the other side, it's a siege camp for Arendelle and Pizzo. And ETC will check out the support camp. No one from either side is there. Just Kurama here at mid along with Hayes. And Arrow going to be pressured back just a bit. Let's look at this engagement up top. Mudge looking to play aggressive onto Thrall. Going to miss that time with the Discord Strike. But Luigi G already at 40% health. Has to worry about this this Alarak. Very threatening hero, able to steal away a few globes as well, and Mudge looking pretty strong in the early portion of this fight, but he's going to have to deal against this siege camp now, which is pressuring the top lane. Support camp being looked at, and Mudge actually going to walk right on down to help the team out. They're going to get themselves a biotic emitter. Who's going to hold on to it? Looks like it will be Mudge. Rotation coming a little bit late, but they were able to push a few lanes in. Samuro down in this bottom lane. Helping get a lot of XP as, ooh, I missed it, but first blood of the game is Thrall up in the top lane. He got all the way back here by the wall, but didn't make it out. And so that will be the first blood. A half-level lead for ReGen Phoenix as they've been able to get an extra camp over their opponents. Darabo now having to deal with the clones here in this bottom lane all by himself still. Sylvanas is working on that camp up top to time it out with the control point. But we are 1 level away from ReGen Phoenix having their level 7 talents. A good lead started up, but going to have to maintain it here throughout this objective phase if they want to reach level 7 first. Siege Camp will be timed out just a few more seconds now until control point A is here. And there goes that camp, and here comes the rotations from both of our teams. Actually, Sylvanas going to remain up top and push 1 more wave in. Kurama appears to be doing the same in defense on the Samuro. So the point remains contested, neither side getting the channel started yet. Arrow's going to try to push Mal'Ganis out with that face melt, but not quite enough space created. Even with the loudspeakers picked up at level 4, that knockback still not strong enough for that big boy. So now Phoenix established control and the channel has started. Remember, they have a biotic emitter. It's controlled by Mudge, who's looking for a kill onto Malfurion. But not able to get it yet. Mosher dropping the follow. We casted you earlier. Appreciate that. And congratulations on the big win earlier for Skiggly Wigglies, their first of the season. But here we are in game number 1 between ReGen Phoenix and, game 2 between ReGen Phoenix and Demonic Entity Within. And this is our first objective. Neither side able to get in on too much of the damage yet. But here comes Mal'Ganis. Biotic emitter dropped preemptively by Alarak, making sure this engagement isn't of much avail for Demonic Entity Within, but Darabo getting chased away. He's going to have to make his way back up to the team if he wants to remain in this fight. Now showing up but low on mana is Darabo, so we'll have to consider that and think about a well tap soon. There's the overtime. As ReGen Phoenix just needs to knock out this Mal'Ganis and get that overtime completed. But here comes Pizzo looking for the engagement, sleeping 4 targets on the backside. Darabo low as well as Rabid Penguin at 50%. Vinny's going to try to back up, but ETC going to be the first kill of the game for Demonic Entity Within. Darabo able to make it out, but without their tank now, ReGen Phoenix going to have to wait another 10 seconds until he's back. and then they'll be able to think about moving back on this point. So should be a lot of channel time here for Demonic Entity Within, who now find themselves their first XP lead of the game. Arendelle calling for a well tap. We'll be able to make it there before ETC shows up. Still on the point is Demonic Entity Within. They maintain possession and now push it past the 50% mark. Back on a fortification camp is ReGen Phoenix, but also picked up on the other side by Karama was that other turret. And here they come trying to invade this fortification camp. They're not going to get there in time. It's taken by ReGen Phoenix with the help of that face melt from ETC, just keeping everyone back. But they got to start thinking about moving in. 84%, now 85 on the channel. Arrow walking in on the point. Darabo here as well. But Mal'Ganis putting heroes to sleep. And another great attack with the help of Samuro and some of these clones doing some damage to lead off the fight. It's Raynor who's low but still not down. Gets some armor. Arrow trying to keep Mal'Ganis back. But no focus from anyone on ReGen Phoenix is going to mean they lose their hero first. It's Uther down. Alarak trying to change the situation with that Discord strike. Gets one of them, make it two. Mal'Ganis and Malfurion both fall. Arrow's still on the point, but he's down as well. Mudge can't stand in there any longer, but still looking for the kill. Can't get it. Luigi on 8 health. Wow. Demonic Entity Within standing strong through a lot of adversity during that objective phase, able to pick up the first protector of the game, find their level 10 talents, and have a 5-3 kill count lead here on Volskaya Foundry. A lot of pressure being put out by Uther, who has completed that Hammer of the Lightbringer, of course, so a lot of extra mana now, which he was struggling with earlier in the game. Also now picking up Divine Storm at level 10. We also see the Mosh Pit, Counter-Strike, Wailing Arrow, and one more coming still from Rhaegar. We don't know if it's going to be the Ancestral or perhaps the Bloodlust. Protector should be able to finish off this mid fort, and does as the fight comes out on the backside. There's a big pullback, telekinesis, and Discord strike from Alarak. They pick up the first kill of the fight on the Thrall. Still inside this Protector is Raynor and Samuro, but they'll be saved back behind the wall with the help of that Earthquake from the dead Thrall. Power Slide going to keep Mal'Ganis here. Roots are out for Malfurion, helping zone back a few, but ETC still trying to look to body block, not able to quite keep Mal'Ganis in position for the kill. So Pizzo's safe back by the well, restoring some HP as Alarak continues to be a pest, playing from distance, using that extra range on the telekinesis, picked up at level 7, the Applied Force. As Arrow waiting around the support camp, still without the mosh pit. It was quickly interrupted earlier. 70 seconds remaining, so it's really just the Counter-Strike and the Divine Storm still an option. And we do see it is Bloodlust from Rhaegar. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the pick, but ends up being so, as another Biotic Emitter is taken there by ReGen Phoenix. A good stun landing on Malfurion, but Hayes able to survive, but not from that Counter-Strike. Mudge finding it with the very tip, and that'll be the 5th kill of the game, tying up the kill count now here on Volskaya. That's 3 for Alarak, 1 for Uther and ETC. Over on the other side, it's 2 for Raynor, 1 for Mal'Ganis, Samuro, and Thrall. And we're just about deadlocked on XP, deadlocked on kills. Difference maker right now being the Samuro. Similar to game 1 from the Thrall, you see in game 2, Samuro being a factor in the XP column. 9k already, and a lot of pressure being put in this top lane where Darabo going to rotate up and try to support their wall, support their well. They're going to need it here during control point B. And they'll be able to keep it up as there's also a siege camp pushing in. Arrow's going to hold this vent, making sure no one's coming in on the backside, making sure the Rhaegar, the Sylvanas, they're all safe. Demonic Entity Within just looking for some XP as they reach that level 13 mark. ReGen Phoenix is there as well. We can take a look at those talents here. It's going to be Remorseless from the Sylvanas. Going to really help dump out even more damage to go with that armor reduction. And the damage boost from Unfurling Shadows. I don't think... No, she didn't go into the armor reduction. Okay. Sylvanas taking a siege camp in the top left for ReGen Phoenix, but still without a call out for control point B. We have a bit of time until our next objective, and both teams just kind of waiting by the wayside. It's actually Samuro, the one getting value, using that spin in the mid lane. And Darabo may be caught out here. Uther all by himself. Divine Storm, question mark? Not even going to rip the cord. Uther down very quickly, walking right into the middle of the red team. Rotation potentially coming here onto Samuro, who's all by himself. Clones just expired, but Kurama with a few evasive maneuvers available playing that Samuro. There's the one that you need. Just warping on out. Which one is that? Yeah, this one. Shukuchi. Sylvanas on a wall with the black arrows. They're getting value, but up top also value being gained by Demonic Entity Within. Thrall and Mal'Ganis comboing down there. Raynor down here in defense. Only has Raynor's Raider, which was just destroyed, so no Hyperion to push this assault back. ReGen Phoenix presumably just going to stay in this lane and forgo the Protector altogether, but is that a smart move? I don't know. Almost level 16 here for Demonic Entity Within, as Samuro continuing to be a pest, soaking up so much extra XP. Now at 14k, double what Uther's able to provide on the other side. Phoenix going to look at getting this camp, but they're not making it the top in time. Control point B is going to go over to Malfurion and Thrall, who are waiting here to hop inside the Protector. I don't know where they're going to march it yet. Just Thrall in the gunner spot for now. And Raynor's going to hop on in as well. Level 16s are here. We do see it's going to be Thunderstorm from the Thrall, which is going to help out that Q build that was started up, but you got to be careful of targeting the same person twice in a row, as Malfurion targeted 5 times in a row by ReGen Phoenix, and there's a mosh pit as well, going to help secure the kill on Mal'Ganis. Keep has been saved, and the double kill has been secured. Still being the pest, though, is Kurama running around on the Samuro. He's making it lane to lane as the Protector's still on his feet. Thrall and Raynor still inside. Power Glove going to push ETC back a little bit, as Phoenix just going to go ahead and pressure this. I believe Black Arrows is up. You see Sylvanas trying to walk forward onto that wall, but going to need a mini wave and a team with it. And here comes ReGen Phoenix now pressuring this wall once again. There's a Power Glove. It hits onto Alarak. Minion Wave has been killed, but the Black Arrows have been popped, and they're getting a lot of extra damage because of it. Mudge now in a lot of trouble. Getting that minigun from the gunner inside the Protector. Has to be careful. He gets a bit of supporting from Uther and Rhaegar. As they get through the wall, they're going to start their disengagement. A few heroes now respawn back on the map for Demonic Entity Within. Do they want to invade on one of these camps? Perhaps go up to the support camp. We'll follow Demonic Entity Within. They are going there. ReGen Phoenix just looking for their fortification camp for the time being. As Samuro continuing to use that Blade Storm, just clearing out these waves. Somewhat short cooldown now. It's at about 20 seconds, I believe. 25 seconds. And really just being used as that annoying macro lane pressure tool. More so than a team fight mechanic slash assist tool in the team fight. Seven to 6 is our kill count. Still very close here, but structural advantage starting to mount for Demonic Entity Within, as Samuro continuing to make that move into the bottom lane. He's getting another Blaze Storm on another one of these waves. We'll be able to pressure this in, but here comes ReGen Phoenix. Going to try to save it as Uther and Rhaegar. Behind is ETC, Alarak, and Sylvanas. A 5-man rotation coming from ReGen Phoenix. Foregoing some of the XP in these other lanes. They don't want to get picked off before this next objective phase starts up. Instead, they're going to stack as 5 and maybe move in on this fortification camp. Yeah, here they come. They got Demonic Entity Within split up. They're going to have to zone it out from here. They have a lot of tools in their arsenal already. Does Demonic Entity Within bother walking in here? No, they don't. They don't want to deal up against that Biotic Emitter and 3 turrets, so they give up their fortification camp as Samuro up in the top lane with a siege camp and a catapult, pressuring on to this keep for ReGen Phoenix. Sylvanas being sent to save the day, but there's only so more of these left that they can handle before some of these keeps start falling. The proverbial hourglass is ticking. The longer this one goes, the stronger Samuro is going to be. As Phoenix able to retreat back to the wall, there's some roots landing onto Mudge, but not going to take any damage as Alarak. Sylvanas still up in that top lane, so it's a 5v4 here in favor of Demonic Enemy Within. And if you count the clones, that makes it 7v4. But they're not able to push in. They're trying to wait for their level 20s. They have this little bit of a lead started up. And of course, with Samuro splitting off, it's going to be no time until they get that level 20 mark. So Phoenix has a little bit of work to do here, and they're going to have to find it very quickly as Control Point C just announced. Arrow and Mudge looking for a kill, but now they get stuck on the other side themselves. Still no mosh pit played by Arrow, as one of those turrets has been dropped just to protect the team here. There's a pullback, lands onto Thrall, but still not enough sadism, only to 150. Pretty high mark for Alarak, but not enough to one-shot a Thrall. So Phoenix just gonna go pick up a turret, basically replacing the one that they just used. And wait for their level 20s until they make a move in on here. Uther, the one up top, dealing with this top wave. Bottom lane, the rest of the heroes playing defense, as ETC able to walk on the point, get a few extra seconds, and just slow down that move onto the control point for Demonic Entity Within. But now it's just back to finding those level 20s. They know their opponents have it. They know they don't, and they're playing it smart. They're going to wait it out. Uther's still up top. He's got one more wave here, and that should be enough for those 20s. So we'll see Garabo hop on his mount and make it down here. Actually, support camp available as well. Does ReGen Phoenix go for it? No, they want to make a defense on their fort. 45% already channeled off by Demonic Entity Within. Here comes ReGen Phoenix, ready to make their move, but the backside at Samuro harassing Uther. There's the support of Rhaegar helping him out. And this will be the play right here. Arrow's going to look for it. 79, 80% already channeled as Arrow gets the power slide on 2, but not able to find the mosh pit yet. Going to try to look for it as he's walking into a feud. Does get it on the conveyor belt. That's the sushi, the sushi line that Recycled called out once long ago. Bladestorm popped by Samuro, but Kurama not getting a kill yet. Just the Uther down, but Uther providing so much armor to the rest of the team here during his death. Finally falling, though, is Sylvanas, but not before the turrets take out one more. And that should be enough pressure provided to push Haze off this point, and the channel will get going for ReGen Phoenix, stopping that overtime situation at 99%. But they use all their items, and they have 3 heroes down, so it's just a matter of time before they move back in and try to get this protector. Samuro's going to split out to the mid lane, maybe going to push up one of these walls, and Arrow's just going to back on out and give it up. So this will be the 3rd straight objective, going over to Demonic Entity Within, and a potential keep about to be destroyed. Still a long time until Alarak and Sylvanas are back up. Raynor, same situation on the other side as Thrall is respawning. We see Samuro in the top lane trying to push this out as far as he can. And the Protector just gonna squat on up in this bottom lane. Mal'Ganis and Malfurion both inside, with just Darabo here in defense so far. Here comes Arrow and Arya. They're going to try to save this keep. So far, Protector going to back out. Samuro also backing out of the top as Alarak showed up in a little bit of a defense. Protector still looking for damage and just using all that gunner damage onto the wall. So far, not able to find too much onto any of the keeps. Here comes Thrall. Also here now is Samuro and Raynor. They're splitting off into a few of these lanes here. But a lot of pressure in mid being put out by ReGen Phoenix. Going to have to rotate down now to help out where this Samuro is pushing in onto this bottom keep. Protector going to make the move back in towards the mid keep. And the split pressure being very effective from Demonic Entity Within. A lot of help from the Samuro. A lot of help from the 3 objectives. But still, none of these keeps are down. They're all getting whittled away slowly, just lane to lane, hopping back and forth to Samuro. 20 seconds left on the Protector now, charging in onto Alarak, not able to get him down yet. Here comes Arrow on the backside. There's the Bloodluster going for it here with the Divine Storm. They take out Thrall, but the top keep is down by the hands of Samuro. Finally popped open is that Protector, but instantly using that Twilight Dream is Malfurion. Haze helping pick up the kill there onto Uther. Does he have a redemption? No, it's the upgrade to the Divine Storm. It's Divine Hurricane, the selection. So not able to respawn here is Uther, and it'll be a 50-second death timer. As ReGen Phoenix is able to hold on to their mid keep, but not able to hold on to the top keep. now having to deal with this Fort Camp invade. Here comes Arrow onto the point, able to get it for ReGen Phoenix and the turret. Do they want to drop it? They do, but there's the Carrion Swarm from Mal'Ganis keeping himself alive. Mosh Pit on the back. It hits Raynor all by himself, but there's no damage here. Erendil still very healthy. Sylvanas looking for anything she can, but she's put to sleep by Mal'Ganis and destroyed. Another kill in this one for Demonic Entity Within. And Samuro trying to pop the Blade Storm. I think it was interrupted or he canceled it. Something happened there, but wasn't able to get the kill. But finally, Mal'Ganis able to find it. Death Mosh is here, but I don't think it matters. Mudge and Arya, the only two left standing, with Uther respawning in just a second. Back on the map now. Alarak trying to telekinesis himself to safety, getting a lot of recharge of his own. Mudge surviving, but mid keep down. Top keep down, and bottom keep in a lot of trouble, but Samuro will fall there. That could be a tremendous pickup for ReGen Phoenix, as Mudge once again using that telekinesis to survive. Top lane now pushing onto the core. There's 2 catapults there, so ReGen Phoenix has to start thinking about clearing that out. Sylvanas and ETC still a bit away from respawning. Shield still up, and 3% will end up coming off of the core. Back on the support camp, Demonic Entity Within, working on selecting that. A lot of chat going on. I haven't really been able to read. This one's been pretty exciting. We're still pretty much deadlocked outside of the structural advantage for Demonic Entity Within. But can they use those catapults to their advantage, or will ReGen Phoenix be able to find some sort of fight? It's going to require that mosh pit. It's going to require a really good bloodlust. But they have some tools to fight. They just have to find the fight they want. Control point A just announced. 30 seconds until we're ready to go there. Top lane will push out for the red team, even though there's a siege camp going in both directions. The catapults going to help out Demonic Entity Within over time. So Darabo sent up to the top to help push that forward. Also showing up here now is Karama on the Samuro. Going to send a few clones into the lane just to help neutralize their efforts on clearing out that siege camp. But with Sylvanas here, it's really no issue. They're able to take all of those out. Now back on the point, control point A is active, and first on it will be Demonic Entity Within, but looking for the fight and finding it is Alarak, killing the Raynor, stealing one of those turrets, and now a power play for 60 seconds on the map in favor of ReGen Phoenix. They might just want to get this objective. They haven't been able to get one all game, but if they're able to get one here, it could be all they need to win this map. But they have to consider how these lanes are pushed out. Uther's going to respond up top, up against the Samuro. They're going to work on getting another turret in the hands of Sylvanas, and bottom lane is going to have to be looked at soon, as catapults are approaching, 2 of them there, and another one just closely behind. A fight is going off. Mal'Ganis in trouble. There's the Divine Storm and the kill from Alarak. Mudge starting to flex here late now at 134 sadism. Thrall locked inside that earthquake of his own and will fall. Triple kill for ReGen Phoenix. Technically a double kill because there was enough time in between, but that's going to mean they get to push forward. But look at this. Samuro going back door. Maybe the final chance for Demonic Entity Within to save anything during this play, but he's going to be scared back by Uther, and there goes ReGen Phoenix just walking right past with the help of Sylvanas and a turret. They're trying to end this game now, but here comes Samuro once again. Malfurion also walking up, and there's a lot of catapults here this time. Uther has a lot to worry about if he wants to save the day here. Does he get the interrupt? He does on Samuro, but getting back is Malfurion. Here comes ReGen Phoenix. Rabbit Penguin very low. Not a lot of supporting because you have one of your supports back. They kill off the Malfurion, who drops the Biotic Emitter at the last second. ReGen Phoenix trying to close this one out, but Arya is going to fall. 45% on the core. Mudge still whacking it. Arrows here as well. 30%, but on the other side, it's 20%. 18, 15, 6. To stun, but it's not enough. The back door is complete by Samuro, and ladies and gentlemen, we are headed into a game number 3. Wow. So a core race at the end doesn't get more exciting than that. What a thrilling finish to game number 2. It's going to be Demonic Entity Within picking up that one, and indeed we will be going to a game number 3. That one was really long, 24 minutes and 19 seconds on Volskaya Foundry. as our Game 2 MVP has got to be Karama playing that Samuro. 31k experience. Look at all that siege damage, and that's really what the difference maker was. If they didn't have those keeps down, they couldn't have made that push at the end. So credit goes to Karama there, playing the Samuro, and making sure ReGen Phoenix will certainly want to ban that out in game number 3. Here's the talent screen before we move on to our final break of the night. Was 15 kills to 14 in favor of ReGen Phoenix, but not quite enough to finish off the game. We'll be back in just a moment for the conclusion of this set between ReGen Phoenix and Demonic Entity Within. And welcome back to the stream. I'm your host Murda here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. We are waiting for our final lobby to get everyone in here. We have ReGen Phoenix inviting me and just waiting on Demonic Entity Within. What a game number 2. The ending as thrilling as it gets here in Division B East, and quite the finish from Samuro, able to get that core down pretty much by his lonesome. Able to get that win. And maybe, just maybe, if they had let Samuro go back, he wouldn't have been able to end it. But disrupted by Uther, able to make it back in and finish that core off. It was a close call, but ultimately ended up being the big victory for Karama and crew. Now showing up here into our lobby is Demonic Entity Within. We have everyone in the house. We should be underway shortly. I'm excited for this third game. It's been an exciting set. Game 1 was pretty dominant for ReGen Phoenix. Definitely an opportunity there at the end to win it, but they weren't able to solidify it. So we'll have this decider. It will be Infernal Shrines. Looks like it was chosen by Demonic Entity Within. So we're going to be going here in just a second. Recyclic asking if Arrow died 4 times. I believe the answer to that one is yes, but you have to go back and check the tape. And we're going to need 1 more second for DEW and ReGen Phoenix. Both sides wanting to talk through this one before we get into the conclusion. Rex says he gets $1 million, but did we? Okay, here's $1 million. I'll send it. What's your address? Let me get that address. I don't quite have $1 million yet. Maybe if I sell this condo, I'll have like $5. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be just a moment here. A few players going to run to the restroom before we get started and probably talking through what they want to do in the draft. But how is everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are still awake. 26 of you out there. Appreciate each and every one of you for showing up tonight. Murder asking if Rec will settle for $20. That might be it. Yeah, we'll send you $20, Rec. Just let me know. This is actually a flex match. I believe it's the remake during the Christmas week. That was a skip week for NGS. So both these sides deciding to play it out here during our week number 6. And it's a chance to really help out the standings, especially if you're Demonic Entity Within. Picking up a big win over the first place team, ReGen Phoenix, would be a huge benefit to their standing. Let me look at the active standings right now. Demonic Entity Within currently sitting in 4th place, but they do have fewer games played than their opponents that are ahead of them. And yeah, I guess technically speaking, ReGen Phoenix picking up the map 1 win would put them 1 point higher than Party Time, who's the current team tied with them, as well as Salt Scale Murlocs for that first place mark. But after tonight, with at least the 1 point for ReGen Phoenix, they will make that separation back into the first place slot. But still yet to play this week is Salt Scale Murgles, who actually have a matchup against ReGen Phoenix on Thursday, a big one. It's actually the NGS Game of the Week, which will take place over on twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series, hosted by myself and Slexia. So if you're a fan of me and you're a fan of Slexia, make sure you tune in. Make sure you're following the NGS official Twitch page. And stop on in for that NGS Game of the Week, because this week it's going to be a thriller. 2 top teams from Division B East facing off with a chance to solidify that top position potentially for the rest of this regular season. Really not too much left in the way for Salt Scale Murgles or ReGen Phoenix other than Party Time and Demonic Entity Within. So plenty of opportunity for them on Thursday. But first we got to see what happens here. Can ReGen Phoenix pull it off, or does Demonic Entity Within get that reverse sweep that we talked about that you see them often in NGS? I didn't necessarily think they had it in them after the way game number 1 went. But the Samuro was just too good there in game number 2. Expecting to see it banned out here in game number 3. As both our teams are ready, I'll let them know I'm still ready. Ready? Batmanger in chat says Salt Scales, must love it. I love it. I'm excited for that matchup. I'm actually really stoked for it. I'm the one who put my name down on it, right? Draft number 3 is here. Welcome to the show. It's Infernal Shrines, selected by Demonic Entity Within. So ReGen Phoenix first to pick here, first to ban. Games 1 and 2 a little different. Game 1 was the Rainer ETC. Game 2 was Deathwing and Ariel taken away by ReGen Phoenix. So don't really know what to expect from them here outside of probably that ban onto the Samuro. Maybe they go back to the ban onto the Rainer as well, which was their focus in game 1, and DEW able to pick up that win in game 2 with the Rainer, so perhaps are also considering a ban there. But we have time to find all of that out. 15 seconds here for ReGen Phoenix to make this first ban selection. Will it be the Samuro? It's going to be the Rainer first. Over to Demonic Entity Within. Their bans have been a little different tonight as well. It was the Ariel Deathwing in game 1 from them. Game 2 was Artanis and Diablo. to start it off. Do they want to continue banning away the Deathwing, as ReGen Phoenix will be first to select their hero here on Infernal Shrines? They probably don't want to leave that open. So banning away Deathwing will be the case from Demonic Entity Within. A quick ban there onto the Samuro, and just as expected, it's the Rainer and the Samuro taken out by RGP. Will this be the ban onto Ariel from Demonic Entity Within? I'd expect it to be the case, as has been the focus from both our teams here tonight. If they don't ban the Ariel, ooh, they leave it. I'd imagine it's going to be picked up here by ReGen Phoenix. Is that an issue? There it is. Confirmed. Ariel selection, first pick for RGP. Back over to D-Dubs, and what's the response here? Sylvanas banned away. Greymane's been one of those heroes that's been contested tonight. Do they go to that? They played Blaze and Nubrak early with the Leeming in game number 1. Game 2 early was the Rainer and Samuro, so not sure which direction they want to go. Maybe with that Blaze here for their off lane. It's going to be the Kael'thas for Luigi G, and once again the Mal'Ganis for Pizzo. ReGen Phoenix already with their support, played by Arya, will be Ariel. So you can do some fun spelling on that. 10 seconds left for their 2-3 selections. Mudge and Rabid Penguin in those slots. And it will be Mudge and Rabid Penguin choosing their heroes, coincidentally. Sonya, Vala, 2 Diablo heroes popping in the Nexus here to go with that Ariel. So a triple Diablo front here on a Diablo map. Will that be the difference maker? Final ban here now for Demonic Entity Within. They took away a Diablo earlier. Do they ban out Diablo again? They do. Final ban for ReGen Phoenix. Will they take out a support? No, they just want to help out the solo lane. Chen going to be taken out to help out that Sonya. Limiting the options a bit now for Karama to see what he wants to pick. They are on the clock, though. 15 seconds for their 3-4 selection, and I would expect we see at least the support here. But will we see the solo lane as well? We just might. 3 seconds left for that decision. Will be Lily on support. And for the attack damage will be Zul'jin. So not a solo laner picked yet. That's Erendil picking up the Zul'jin. Interesting selection with the Lily. Will definitely help counter out this auto attack focused team from ReGen Phoenix. They have the Vala, Sonya already, who are gonna have to worry about those blinds from Lily. Not always easy to hit the blind onto Vala as the Lily player because she's a little bit further back, but we'll find out. There is the Rhaegar for Darabo, and the final selection is Johanna for Arrow. One more pick left to go, and it belongs to Demonic Entity Within. They need something for the solo lane. It's got to be picked here, and it's Karama still yet to select, so definitely expecting it to be some sort of offlaner. Maybe a Leoric is my best guess. No, a curveball. They're going with that Uther, just like ReGen Phoenix tried to play in game number 2. Demonic Entity Within going to pull it out here in game number 3. So now that we've seen all of our draft picks for this evening, we're making it to our final poll of the night. You guys were very active during our second poll. I encourage you to do the same here for our final poll. It is open, and I'm excited to see who you think is going to win game number 3. Already a couple votes coming in, or at least one. So we'll wait to see if a few more start rolling by as well. Still gotta appreciate the portrait synergy on this side. Not too great over here, but still love the pleb portrait. That's not going to change. Best of luck to both of these teams heading into this game number 3. Infernal Shrines loading in with the winner taking the set. Let your voice be heard in chat now. Poll still open for the next 2 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it, let you know who you guys selected for this game number 3 victor. as I believe our load is complete. There it is. Welcome to game number 3 between ReGen Phoenix and Demonic Entity Within. And on the left-hand side in the blue is Arrow playing the Johanna. Darabo on the Ariel. Rabid Penguin will play the Vala. Arya makes the swap over to Rhaegar. And for the solo lane, it'll be Mudge playing the Sonya. Make some noise for ReGen Phoenix. And on the right side, in the red, we got Luigi G playing the Kael'thas. Pizzo once again on Mal'Ganis. Hayes switching duties over to Lili. Karama on the Uther. And Arundel on the Zul'jin. Make some noise for Demonic Entity Within. Level 1 talents up on your screen. Look at this from Zul'jin. Will be Head Hunter. Globe's going to be picked up by Kael'thas with Mana Addict. And of course, it's Hammer of the Lightbringer for Uther. He's going to need to get that extra mana maintained throughout this one. So a very pertinent talent at level 1 for this sort of build that they're trying to play with the Uther. Waiting in the bush is Arrow. Going to find a quick blind onto Zul'jin, but no sort of attack happening this early in the game. They just want to make sure they're getting this XP. Make sure their team is happy with their positioning right now. Will be Sonya in the top lane up against Uther. And in the bottom lane currently, it is Rhaegar with Ariel rotating down to help, as Vala and Johanna remain at mid up against this Zul'jin and Mal'Ganis. Showing up now is Lili towards this mid lane, as Phoenix is content with just letting these waves push back onto their walls. They don't want to be too far out and have to deal with any sort of deaths early, as there's a death down bottom. 2 supports getting the first blood of the game. You'll have to see it, but now Darabo in trouble, gets the heal onto himself, but the sleep was there for Mal'Ganis, not enough to keep Darabo locked in. So both will escape, and ReGen Phoenix should be able to get this siege camp. They do. Sonya rotating down towards mid, going to try to help out with some double soaking here, as Uther struggling to keep up in the lane rotation. At least the wave clear, I should say, in the top lane. So Sonya with that much extra time able to rotate down, help her team out, and then get back up to top before Uther's really able to get too much done. And even able to get a few of those XP globes along the way. You do see Rhaegar dropping over to this bruiser camp all by her lonesome as Arya. Bottom lane siege camp was picked up by ReGen Phoenix as well, so a lot of macro pressure coming out from ReGen Phoenix, looking for the advantages they can find early in this game. Johanna under a little pressure at mid, but a very sturdy hero. Not going to have to worry too much. Mudge still up top, slamming away onto Karama. Very low, does get the stun off, so Mudge will fall. Here comes Zul'jin in response. But Sonya with that additional speed provided by her ability use is going to make sure she survives. Bottom lane, Khazra camp will be destroyed, but look at this invade from ReGen Phoenix. Walking up is Lili, but there's a big team from ReGen Phoenix here, and Lili may be under some pressure, has to consider backing out. Zul'jin's going to have to back out as well, as the steal is complete. ReGen Phoenix working on their retreat now. And the escape is in. ReGen Phoenix survive and steal away a bruiser camp. Now can go cap that one on the other side. Still just the shaman stands. Rabid Penguin and Darabo going to work on finishing that off, as the shrine will be active in just a second. Down here in the bottom lane, neither team nearby, so ReGen Phoenix not able to get started on any sort of advantage in the pit. Here comes Mudge, going to look at Mal'Ganis. Probably not going to be able to kill him, so walking into the pit is Arrow. Going to start that up and start the channel, as Uther has to remain up top. There's a shaman camp pushing in, but Uther will leave it, and here he comes down to the rotation. Will be a fight here before level 7 for either team. A big sleep coming out from Mal'Ganis, but Arrow still sturdy on the front end. Plenty of mana as well. Leaping in is Mudge with that spear. Sonya able to spin in this pit. One of her best maps because of all the extra healing she's provided by that whirlwind, as Uther will be the first to fall in the fight. ReGen Phoenix now going to walk in with their double support comp, trying to take advantage of a weak front line now without the Uther. Just a Mal'Ganis able to provide any sort of engagement tool for Demonic Entity Within, and just 6 more skeletal defenders will be the first objective of the game for ReGen Phoenix. 2 more now, and there it goes. Top lane all that while still pushing, although the tower is finally locking in onto the shaman. It will be neutralized. Here's that bottom lane push to leap in front of the wall onto Mal'Ganis. Pizzo low, but surviving with 30 HP is Mal'Ganis. Now going to have to use that hearth back to base. So a limited front line once again here for Demonic Entity Within. Now this fort under a lot of pressure. There's another leap. There's a spear follow-up. Hayes in trouble, and he will fall. Lily down. Third kill of the game for ReGen Phoenix, as Zul'jin still the only one standing in here. Very low on mana. Stepping up is Johanna, getting in the face of Erendil, as the fort finally will fall to the hands of ReGen Phoenix. Rhaegar is split out right now, not with the team, helping get some XP. They find themselves a little bit more than a 1-level lead right now, well on their way towards level 10. And are continuing this macro pressure, getting another siege camp on their side. This bottom side camp also available. We'll see if they walk that way next. Mudge spearing in, Erendil taking the full force of Sonya there. A couple slams as well, but Hayes in the house. Mudge will start backing up as Pizzo showing in the lane as well. Bottom lane, Vala is working on that bottom side siege camp. Showing up in the lane as well is Rhaegar. Mid lane just going to be stalled out by Darabo, as there's 4 heroes here from Demonic Entity Within. Up top, Sonya all by herself, spinning, putting ReGen Phoenix that much closer towards their level 10 talents. A bit more XP here in the bottom lane as well for Arya. And just a few seconds away from level 10, they can start thinking about invading this enemy siege camp. Was that a ping? I think it was. Darabo's going to check it and see that they're here. There's the whip onto Lily. No Blessed Shield quite yet, but here's the level 10. Does Johanna have it? She does, but still not able to find a kill. There's the Bloodlust coming out from Rhaegar. They're looking for damage in this bottom lane. No fort is here, so surrounded by a lot of blue shirts is Demonic Entity Within. There's a Rain of Vengeance locking in Lily. First kill of the fight going over to ReGen Phoenix, but Mal'Ganis should be able to stop it there as the sleep connects onto a couple targets. The camp is stolen away, and the kill is secured. Still in this bottom lane now with a few sappers. They're very low on health. Looks like ReGen Phoenix going to rotate out and just go to the mid lane. Our next Punisher will be a mid lane Punisher, so any sort of capture here will definitely help them out. If they can get through this wall, it'll mean a Punisher could jump right through onto the fort. So all 5 heroes of ReGen Phoenix, along with their level 10 talent advantage, are here in this middle lane for the time being. Still have the Wrath of the Berserker on the Sonya, as well as the Resurrect from Ariel. So here comes ReGen Phoenix. So looking for yet another fight. Mudge spinning deep. Pop that Wrath of the Berserker and looking for a kill onto Mal'Ganis. He's very low, but Pizzo able to survive. Here comes another minion wave for ReGen Phoenix, and they're going to re-engage us once again. This double support providing a lot onto this front line for Mudge and for Arrow. But a few living bomb spreads there will scare them back, as finally getting to their level 10 mark, very close now, is Demonic Entity Within, just in time before this second shrine is active. But ReGen Phoenix are going to find more advantages on this map. This Bruiser camp is going to be started up. As we'll look through some of these talents being selected, will be the D-Shield, not the Divine Storm, as well as the Jug of 1,000 Cups. So 2 defensive heroics picked from their supports to go with the defensive heroic of Carrion Swarm. And Taz Dingo being the pick from Zul'jin. Still waiting to see what Kael'thas wants, and ends up going with the Phoenix here up against ReGen Phoenix. 10 defenders already gathered by ReGen Phoenix. They're in this pit with their Sonya. Mudge able to spin and get a lot of value. There's even more now, up to 18. That Bruiser camp was picked up by Demonic Entity Within, as now they're trying to approach this pit. Mal'Ganis taking a big chunk early in the fight, already down to 60% health, but getting a few heals from his double support on the backside is Lily and Uther helping out Pizzo here in this one. 28 now, the total count for ReGen Phoenix as the fight is taking place. Arrow stepping in, pops that Blessed Shield, and they get the kill with that Bloodlust. There's the D-Shield onto the Kael'thas, but it's Karama in trouble. Uther could potentially fall, and does. Now turning their focus is Mudge onto this Zul'jin. Erendil has that guillotine, or excuse me, it's Taz Dingo, not the guillotine. But doesn't need to pop it, doesn't get under enough threat, as finally that objective phase is picked up. ReGen Phoenix able to push in this mid lane, already getting through that wall, and now with level 13 talents, this one's going to be pushing in pretty heavy. We'll watch these talents as they're selected. If they're paying attention, they'd realize they're at 13. There they go. Blessed Hammer picked up, as well as the Earth Shield. Here's another engagement and maybe another kill. Yes, it is. Kael'thas down. No D-Shield there that time. Darabo in trouble, though. Still has that Resurrect if he needs to use it, but won't have to yet. Ariel still surviving on this backside, even without the double support being here from the Rhaegar. Big leap going to help zone out the Uther. Couldn't walk through and will fall. So 2 heroes down, Uther and Kael'thas, as ReGen Phoenix continuing their push Gotta say, thanks for the follow, Demiax, showing up. Thanks for being here as you're watching this conclusion between Demonic Entity Within and ReGen Phoenix. This one's starting to get opened up just a little bit. 8-0 is the kill count, and it's a 3-level lead for ReGen Phoenix, who have got this macro pressure game on point. They've been keeping them pushed out all game long and are continuing to do it here with another attempt at a siege camp stolen away from Demonic Entity Within. Mudge working on this one solo as the 4-man dropping down to the bottom lane camp. Arrow going to continue to anchor here for ReGen Phoenix, providing all that vision, making sure there's no cheeky engagements coming on any weak points in their defense. And now they're looking for one of those invades themselves. It's Kael'thas all alone in the bottom lane. An easy kill here for ReGen Phoenix, making it 9 in the game and putting them that much closer towards their level 16 talents. Still no level 13 talents for Demonic Entity Within, so it could be a 2-talent tier lead here, especially if they can get a kill onto this Uther. Here comes the Bloodlust. D-Shield pop to keep Uther alive, but now they're turning their focus over to the Zul'jin. Still should have that Tazdingo, and there it is, Pop still trying to run away, not even auto-attacking. Doesn't matter. Zul'jin going down, and there's level 16 is a 2-talent tier lead currently for ReGen Phoenix. But 13 is pretty close for Demonic Entity Within, so this won't last for long, but you don't see it often, and you gotta call it out when you see it. With Zul'jin still down, ReGen Phoenix, along with their level 16 talents, looking to play aggressive in the bottom lane. Reign of Vengeance hitting a couple targets, but still sturdy with the help of Uther and Lili. Our Demonic Entity Within. Up top is Sonya, so this is just a 4v4. Really no inherent advantage outside of the talent tier for ReGen Phoenix. And Kael'thas gets plenty of value there with that living bomb spread. Now RGP has to disengage. Iron Skin and the whip will help out from this Mal'Ganis engage, as well as that Reign of Vengeance disrupting the Zul'jin. And ReGen Phoenix able to disengage all the way back to their wall, which, by the way, is still standing. Sonya able to pick up the fort top. So now all the outer structures, all the outer wells are down for Demonic Entity Within. And here on Infernal Shrines, excuse me, it's not a hiccup coming in the middle of that word. But here on Infernal Shrines, those wells are so important with the way these objective fights go. Often you want to be able to get back towards your well, get a little bit of HP, and then rejoin the fight. But without any wells towards the middle portion of the map, there's really no opportunity for DEW to do that. So not only will they have to deal with the talent tier lead from ReGen Phoenix, but they're going to have to deal with just their health bars and no option for a well tap here in this fight. Entering with full health and an early lead here is ReGen Phoenix. They have a Bruiser Camp pushing up top, as well as some catapults, which should counter out the Bruiser Camp up top. So eventually that'll have to be responded to as the Blessed Shield comes out from Johanna. Not good enough. Reign of Vengeance follow-up, not good enough either. A tough spot now for Phoenix, as the Phoenix was thrown out by Kael'thas. Still no kills in this one, as Mudge is in that Wrath of the Berserker form, trying to get in on this fight, spinning now on a few targets. Karama's going to fall first, but that's just Uther. Still looking for more, but that condemned was Johanna, and Mudge still spinning on the 3 different targets. Zul'jin so low, has that Tazdingo if he needs to pop it, but won't do so yet. There it is. Now Mudge has to consider his own life. And ends up losing like 80% of his health bar. But looking back on the point, Rhaegar been here the entire time. Just 4 more skeletal defenders. And that'll be it for this third objective of the game in favor of ReGen Phoenix. They're even going to go ahead and grab one of these camps. I'd love to see them grab even more, and that's exactly what they're doing. This is a very smart move, holding at 39 and getting everything on the map that they can. Mudge even going to go on over to this final siege camp. Top lane is still pushing, but I don't think ReGen Phoenix minds too much. They're looking to win it here. They're looking for a keep, and they got pressure in multiple lanes themselves. So here they come. Mal'Ganis, the only one currently in the bottom lane. Johanna is here, lands that Blessed Shield, but no one nearby. Just a little bit too far behind was ReGen Phoenix, so a 60-second cooldown all but wasted there. Punisher showing up. And here it comes. It's a frozen Punisher too, so this structure will be shut down if it can land any of those little targets on it. Leap went in, but D-Shield good enough to keep Lili alive. Here comes the assault onto the keep. Mudge here in the Wrath of Berserker form, looking to finish it off now down to 20%. It should fall pretty easily as the Punisher now also hitting it, leaping onto 2 targets. So Roots are going to be here as well. And Luigi G just got erased from the map. Kael'thas down, one of their best defenders. Sonya now in trouble, gets a shield and continues to spin, reviving all of her health. Really no issue going on for Mudge here in game number 3 as Karama's gonna fall. Pizzo also in trouble, he's down. It's a triple kill for ReGen Phoenix as they're trying to end it out. The GGs are thrown out in the chat. And just like that, 15 minutes in on Infernal Shrines, ReGen Phoenix will be able to survive and take the 2-1 victory, remaining undefeated here in Season 8. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Mudge doing outstanding work playing the Sonya, picking up 5 kills, 0 deaths for anyone that game on ReGen Phoenix. It's a flawless victory in game number 3. Really good job by really everyone. Rabid Penguin leading with the hero damage, 6 kills of his own. Team effort with the double support. ReGen Phoenix able to get it done. Here is the talent screen. I'm going to reach out to ReGen Phoenix, see who they want to send in for an interview. And I will be sitting in the lobby. We'll see who's going to join us. Red, I think you typed those emotes wrong into chat. I think you did it wrong. It's okay. What's up? We got Darabo joining us. Welcome and congrats on surviving there in game number 3. How's the atmosphere with the team right now?
Well, it was good until they made me come to this interview.
Oh, no. Hey, I don't bite, Darabo. I'm a good guy, right? You like me.
Nah, it's them making me talk.
All right, we'll make it quick. I'll just ask you like 2 questions. Game 1, dominant. You guys go with the double soak Zool. I've seen Arrow play this before in games I've played with them, but not often do I get to see it in NGS. How did the draft come through, and how did you guys end up liking it?
We were expecting them to ban the Zool, but, you know, we were glad they didn't. And giving the Grey Main Diablo combo was just easy.
Yeah, Mudge looked very comfortable tonight playing the multiple roles, including that Diablo in game number 1. I believe you were on the Grey Main, and or was it the Sylvanas? Who was the Sylvanas?
I was on Grey Main.
You were on Grey Main. Okay, I was right the first time. It was strong. I mean, there's really no answer for anything going on in the bottom lane. Eventually, you guys had him 6 capped. But then game number 2, the tables got turned a little bit. How did the team feel when you see the Samuro pick and draft, and like it didn't seem like there really was an answer? It was just kind of sending the Uther up there, you know, like you were trying your best to keep him back, but it's a tough task for you.
Yeah, we weren't prepared to deal with the split push. We were hoping to win fast team fights with the Bloodlust, but it didn't quite go to plan.
Didn't go to plan in game 2, but it did go to plan in game number 3. You guys hop back on the Rhaegar. You get the Bloodlust. This time you pair it in with an Auriel. I didn't see, did we have to use 1 Resurrect? No. So 0 Resurrects because 0 deaths. And if you count the games I casted earlier tonight where I had Auriel twice, we had no Resurrects used there either. Seems like Auriel's just really good. Heroes don't die when she's the healer.
I mean, if no one dies, it's obviously a broken talent.
Well said. Well said. Darabo, I'm not going to keep you here much longer. I can tell you're excited to get back with your team. So quickly before we go, an opportunity for maybe some shout-outs. You want to recognize a few players on your team really quick.
Shout out to Arrow and Red for managing the team and doing most of the scouting for us. It helps a lot. Shout out to ReGen for giving us a place to play, and major shout out to you for pretty much casting every single game of ours.
I wore purple tonight. I didn't actually think about it that I was casting you guys, so a coincidence there. I wasn't trying to show favoritism, but I got ReGen Phoenix purple on right now. So have fun with the VOD. Congrats on the win, and definitely excited to see you guys on Thursday for the NGS Game of the Week taking place on twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Darable, I'll see you there.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So Twitch chat, end of the road here for tonight. We got through 5 different maps and ends up being Skiggly Wiggly's taking our first set, and here in the second set it's ReGen Phoenix taking the 2-1 victory over Demonic Entity Within. They were thrilling matches, really exciting. I think that last one could have gone either way, but ReGen Phoenix just never let him in. At one point had that 2 talent tier lead and never gave up. So where can you find me? Search me on Twitter at MurdaRG. Of course, here on Twitch, twitch.tv/MurdaRG. And follow the links in chat that Nightbot throws out frequently for my YouTube channel. If you're watching this in the future on YouTube, please be sure to hit the like button on this video. And be sure to hit the subscribe button to help me reach those 100 subscribers on YouTube. You guys help me reach 20 subs tonight. Huge congrats to you guys. And big shout out to Arrow for all those gift subs. And we are inching ever so closer to that 1,000 follower mark. That's going to be really exciting when it happens. You are very welcome to Arrow and Red in chat saying thank you. It's my pleasure to cast you guys. You guys are amazing. A lot of fun to watch. And tonight was a thriller. So a good one there. Ends up being the 2-1 for ReGen Phoenix, guys. And that's going to be it. So until Thursday, where you'll see me over on the NGS Twitch page, that is it for me tonight. And if you heard, this is the last stream you're going to see from this house of mine. Next time I'll be in a new location, so say goodbye to the dark, endless ether that is behind me. And next time, maybe we'll play a different video back here. I don't know. But I love you guys. You guys are the most beautiful creatures on this earth. Don't forget that. I love you, and so do your friends and family. Stay positive, stay happy, and be sure to come back and visit us again here. Until next time, I'm Murda. You guys are Twitch chat, and I'll see you guys in the Nexus.